Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, it was a long day for deputies in Madison County after one of their own was shot and the suspect was killed. What we know about the Madison County shooting just ahead. New developments on that also on WKYT this morning. Students at UCLA expected to return to class today after a professor was killed in a murder-suicide on campus. What police are saying about that shooting coming up this morning. And we have an update on the pilot who went missing on his way to Owensboro. We'll have that story ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, Thursday, June 2nd, and we're so glad you're with us here on WKYT, where Kentucky mornings start. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. I guess a lot of people were woken up last night from some storms.
Right, rumbles.
I didn't hear them.
I don't know, how did you sleep through that?
You know, I'm tired.
It was pretty loud.
I'm out.
I understand.
Yes.
Let's check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris is on duty this morning. Hello there.
Hey, good morning. It was 9:24. I remember it. I remember it, man. I woke up. It was loud around my house, I can tell you that. But yeah, they rolled through anywhere from about 9 to about 9:30 here in the Bluegrass region. Some down south a little bit earlier than that. But they were loud storms. What we're seeing this morning, just a couple of showers here and there. We slide through your day and look toward the afternoon to see those sparkle right back up. We have a front over us, which will give us those showers and thunderstorms today. Now, it's going to be a good shot at it. So just keep in mind, if you're trying to make plans for some of these events, I would say still go, but just know you can have a heavy downpour on you in an instant. So you just got to keep that in mind as you're heading out and about. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast and show you how to plan around these coming up.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you.
So it was a long day for Madison County deputies after a shooting that left one of their own injured and a suspect dead.
Police say Deputy Kevin Crutcher stopped Daniel Pigg in his truck outside Pigg's home. It was a routine traffic stop for the moment. When Pigg got out of the truck, though, he pulled out a gun and shot Crutcher, according to the investigation. WKYT's Mark Barber continues our team coverage of the shooting. Mark?
Good morning, Bill. This morning we are learning more about the 51-year-old who is accused of shooting the deputy. I've been speaking with jail officials here at the Madison County Detention Center this morning, and they tell me that Daniel Pigg was booked into the jail here 6 times from 2011 to 2014. Now, we are getting our first look at the suspected shooter from the criminal records posted on the Kentucky Online Offender website. According to state data, Pigg was convicted on a felony drug charge in 2014 and a felony theft by taking charge in 2015. Criminal records show that he was sentenced to 2 years in prison then. This morning, it is still unclear why he was released early. State police say Pigg shot Deputy Kevin Crutcher yesterday afternoon after he was pulled over outside his home. Investigators say Pigg got out of his truck and started shooting. The deputy was hit once in the stomach. Investigators tell WKYT that he was able to return fire, killing Pigg. The 51-year-old's brother-in-law says he had a troubled past, but he did not think he would ever pull a gun on a deputy.
He never was afraid of a man in his life, but I didn't think he'd ever shoot at somebody. He just, I've seen him get in arguments with people, but I never known him, drawing a gun on nobody or nothing since I've known him.
The deputy, who is a 9-year veteran of the Madison County Sheriff's Office, is now out of the hospital. He was released yesterday, and he is now back at home recovering with his family. Live in Madison County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. Classes are expected to resume today at UCLA, just a day after a professor was killed by a male student in a murder-suicide on the school's campus. LAPD SWAT teams armed with automatic weapons swarmed the campus after reports of an active shooter around 10 o'clock yesterday morning. The campus went into immediate lockdown. They canceled all classes and exams for the day. Police say they recovered a gun and a note at the crime scene. They have not said what led to the deadly shooting.
The family of a boy who fell into a gorilla exhibit at the Cincinnati Zoo says they have no plans to file a lawsuit. A family representative also said the boy is continuing to heal and is doing okay. Zoo workers shot and killed a gorilla Saturday afternoon after the boy fell into the exhibit. Video shows the gorilla dragging the boy around in water, and yesterday Cincinnati police released the 911 calls the mother made during that time.
I need your call.
What is the
I need your call.
Cincinnati 911. What is the address?
Hi, my son fell in the zoo exhibit at the gorillas. It's a petting zoo. My son fell in with the gorilla. There's a male gorilla standing over him. I need someone to contact the zoo, please.
Okay, we do already have them started. We do already have help started there, okay? How old is your child?
Be calm. Be calm. Be calm.
How old
Be calm. He's dragging my son. I can't watch this.
It's tough to hear. Cincinnati police say they plan to question the boy's parents about what happened at the zoo.
Difficult circumstances, certainly. An Ohio woman is speaking out after becoming the target of online abuse because she shares the same name as the mother involved.
And that I should deserve to die instead of the gorilla. And someone even said that my child should have had his limbs taken off and he should have been eaten alive by the gorilla.
She says she became a target shortly after the incident. One message even mentioned karma was coming for her and her son. She says she cannot believe how people have verbally abused her and the boy's real mother.
I know how she feels because I'm receiving a ton of email that's directed towards her, and that I'm sorry everything is happening to her like this. And I know what a child is capable of in the blink of an eye.
She says she is now receiving more message of encouragement and the hate mail has calmed down.
The Kentucky accountant who spent much of his 6 years hiking the Appalachian Trail as a fugitive will go to trial this month.
James Hammes is accused of embezzling millions of dollars, and yesterday federal prosecutors recommended at least a 70-year sentence for him. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is at our live desk with more on that case. Caitlin?
Good morning, Bill. Prosecutors wrote the Milwaukee native's sole motivation for embezzling millions of dollars seems to be sheer greed. Just yesterday, federal prosecutors said they want a prison term of 70 years for the former Lexington-based Pepsi employee. James Hammes pleaded guilty last year to wire fraud after authorities say he embezzled $8.7 million into a sham account. The government's sentencing memo says Hammes had a complex exit strategies, studying books on how to disappear and take on new identities. But his run from authorities ended when a hiker recognized him along the Appalachian Trail in Virginia. Now he'll be sentenced later this month on the 22nd. At the live desk, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you very much. Days after a mudslide in a Perry County community, people living there are being warned that there could be a second mudslide. The slide sent mud down a hill in the Hardburley community. The American Red Cross is warning people in the area that a couple of holding ponds from previous mining could soon collapse and damage homes. Many people there are not taking any chances.
The slip of air, they said when it comes, it's going to come wide and deep, and it's going to wipe every one of us out. So we're having to pack up our belongings and leave.
The American Red Cross is helping people who want to leave pay for food and hotel rooms. The Division of Abandoned Mine Lands says an inspector is looking at the site to get a better idea about the situation.
A Central Kentucky judge says he has some concerns about one of Governor Bevin's executive orders. At issue is the governor's order that got rid of the Workers' Compensation Nomination Commission and recreated it with new members. It's now being challenged in court. Yesterday, Franklin Circuit Judge Philip Shepard compared the order to a neutron bomb, saying, quote, "It destroyed all the people but left the structure in place." The judge hasn't ruled on the case but called the governor's actions troubling. A Central Kentucky college has announced it plans to close soon. St. Catherine College in Washington County will officially shut down next month. The college's board of trustees voted to close it because of declining enrollment. St. Catherine's president blames that on a mistake by the Department of Education, which withheld student aid from the school.
That has killed our institution, and I'm very angry about it, and our community should be angry about it as well.
College leaders say $5 million would be enough to save the school and provide relief while the school works out the issue with the Department of Education.
Our time this morning, 5:39 on WKYT, and let's check live drive traffic for you. See what's going on bright and early on your Thursday with a look right now at our current regional map. And as you see there, things are clear, lots of green, no reports of any major problems this early hour. And there's a bit of a closer look in, still no problems in the Lexington metro area. And the commute times from the surrounding areas looking good this morning. From Versailles, it's just about an 11-minute ride this morning. Good ride in from Frankfort, Mount Sterling, Richmond, Winchester, all of those roads looking clear this morning. And Officer Don will be in shortly, and he'll keep us informed as we head toward the rush.
Yes, he will.
Things start to pick up, right? A lot more news coming up for you on on WKYT. Great to have you along with us, and we're going to tell you about this story coming right up.
A little boy who's a stickler for the rules called the cops on his dad. Uh-oh, find out why when we come back on WKYT this morning. Does this happen to you, Micah?
Yeah, it might here in the next few years. We'll see. We do have the possibility of some thunderstorms later on today, and not just today, but the next few days. I'm going to show you how it looks like that, or how it looks rather, for your weekend forecast coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We only have one spot with a heavy downpour. The rest of it just some spotty light showers outside early this morning, especially northbound. Central zones, just a couple of sprinkles popping up. And then southern zones, that's where we're seeing some of those showers in Wayne County. That 90-92 corridor meeting there in Monticello, Burnside. A couple of sprinkles here and there, Williamsburg as well. But Barberville all the way up toward Manchester. That's what we're really seeing a pretty heavy downpour. And I'll get to that just a couple of seconds. Now moving out of Peaks Mill. I told you this, guys, in Williamstown just a few minutes ago, that it's going to take some time to actually get these showers on out of the way. You still have about another 20, maybe even 30 minutes before it moves on out. Sadieville getting clipped by this. Falmouth and Pendleton County, you are next in line here in about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we look south, and like I said, bits and pieces of some light showers. But you look back towards, say, Barberville, and now it's already moved out of you guys. So Union College still looks like a few more showers are on the way in that area, down 25, but this is heading northbound. So Manchester, you're next in line, already feeling a couple of sprinkles, a couple light showers around the Manchester area and sliding toward the Howard Rogers Parkway. So that's going to be a way to go at it this morning at that interchange of 421 and also the Howard Rogers Parkway there in Clay County. Temperatures are in the 60s. And it actually feels quite nice. But here's the breakdown the next couple of days. Today we're looking at some good chances of rain, about 60 to 70% chance. And then we slide towards your day tomorrow. I would say the best opportunity tomorrow is really south of I-64, is that front. This is front number one. It's pushing on through, and it looks like the best chance south of I-64 for your Friday. Then guess what? We head towards your Saturday, and here comes some more rain moving into the region. So one system moves out on Friday, which still expects some rain there on Friday, about 40% chance of rain, mainly southern zones. And then the next one dives in here on Saturday, which I would say if I'm leaning toward any time being dry on Saturday, it would be morning hours as opposed to later on. So anywhere from noontime to about midnight, expect pretty good chances of rain at 60%. The better chance for your weekend is going to be Saturday as opposed to Sunday. So keep that in mind. Capital Expo Festival going on, kicking off today there in Frankfort. That's a big event. We have a lot of big events going on that we're going to be watching for as we travel through the next few days. And just know that you are going to have to dodge some showers and thunderstorms. None of this is an all-day rain. You will get some breaks. So I'd say still go, but just know might have to make some adjustments here and there. 70s next week, guys, as we travel towards your Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'd say Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are your driest days in the forecast, and nice feeling. It looks good next week.
Yeah, it does. A little cooler.
Look good.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Excited to see it.
Thank you, Micah. It's 5:46 right now on WKYT, and a 6-year-old boy in Massachusetts is a stickler for the rules.
Yeah, so much so, he called 911 to tattle on his dad for running a red light. Robbie Richardson and his dad, Mike, were on their way home when they came to a red light. So Mike stopped, then turned right legally.
Dad, you went through a red light. He says, yeah, you can turn on red there. No, you can't. That light's red. You stay there. He goes, I'm calling the police.
True to his word, and unbeknownst to his parents, Robbie picked up the phone and dialed 911. The dispatcher who picked up says that call was one of the good ones. But this experience is a good warning to stay attentive. You never know what a backseat driver might do. And as it turns out, backseat driver Robbie wants to be a police officer one day. Looks like he's going to be a good one.
I was going to say he's off to a good start, it sounds like. Very alert, attentive to the details.
No turning on red, Dad.
Right. There he had his own little buggy he was riding along. I bet he's strict on his own rules there. 5:47 is our time this morning.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news at this hour.
We'll be checking traffic again. We'll see how things are moving along. We have health news and all of our top stories on the way. And it's so good to have you along on WKYT this morning. Hey, good morning. Welcome back in. WKYT this morning on the air, 5:51, as you get ready on your Thursday.
Hope you're having a great morning so far. Let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on this hour.
Well, right now, a Madison County deputy is recovering after being shot by a man he pulled over yesterday. Police say Deputy Kevin Crutcher stopped Daniel Pig outside Pig's home near Berea. When Pig got out of the truck, according to the investigation, he pulled out a gun and shot Crutcher. Investigators say Crutcher fired back, hitting and killing Pig.
State police say crews may have found the wreckage of a plane that went missing in western Kentucky Monday. They say 70-year-old Robert Dizelle was flying from Grayson County to Owensboro in a small plane, but never made it. Yesterday afternoon, police say search crews found plane wreckage and a body in a wooded area of Hancock County.
The Kentucky accountant who spent much of 6 years hiking the Appalachian Trail as a fugitive will be going to trial this month. James Hammes is accused of embezzling millions of dollars. And yesterday, federal prosecutors recommended at least a 7-year sentence for Hammes.
Classes resumed today on the campus of UCLA following a murder-suicide that left a professor dead.
William Klug was gunned down in an engineering building yesterday morning. The shooter has not been identified, but sources say a male student may have been the assailant.
Hillary Clinton kicks off a final campaign swing in California ahead of the state's critical primary next Tuesday. While in San Diego, she'll deliver a major foreign policy address comparing her plans for the country with that of rival Donald Trump. The latest poll shows Clinton with a narrow lead over the presumptive GOP nominee in the race for the White House.
The Golden State Warriors host the Cleveland Cavaliers in Oakland tonight for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Warriors earned their spot in the matchup after pulling off an impressive comeback over the Oklahoma City Thunder Monday. This is the second straight year that the Cavs and the Warriors face off. Incredible.
Wow, is that?
And LeBron just keeps showing up, you know, right?
Well, he's one of the best players.
Absolutely.
So new research finds obese people who have coronary artery bypass surgery are 3 times more likely to get an infection shortly after surgery.
The study in the Journal of the American Heart Association also found they more likely stay in the hospital for a longer period of time. A pilot program to reduce catheter use and urinary tract infections in hospitals seems to be working. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine finds hospitals that took part in the program saw UTI rates drop by 1/3. Overall, catheter use was also down. The program includes better monitoring and improved infection prevention techniques.
And a new study finds long-term marijuana use is linked to periodontal disease. Researchers from Arizona State University suggest marijuana users may brush and floss less than other people. Now, this study did not find any other physical health problems associated with marijuana use. Very interesting. Let's get a check this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic. Doesn't look like much is going on out there right now, but it's only 5:54, so I'm sure traffic will pick up as the morning moves on. Time to check in what's making news online with Bill.
All right, we'll keep watch on things certainly. And 5:54 now. WKYT was your source on air and online yesterday as we brought you the breaking news out of Madison County. And now we're learning more about the sheriff's deputy who has survived and the man who died in that shootout with the officer near Berea. So you can get to the details from our website, and of course we'll continue to cover the story here on our newscasts as well. In Frankfurt, a judge compares an order from Governor Bevin to a neutron bomb. The judge has not said yet whether he will let the order that dismissed members of a commission stand. Also trending this morning, the 911 call made by the mother of the child who slipped into a gorilla exhibit at the Cincinnati Zoo has been released. The family now says it has no plans to sue the zoo. We're keeping that story updated for you. The search is getting underway for a new head baseball coach at the University of Kentucky. It comes after Gary Henderson announced his resignation. Henderson led UK to 30 wins in each of the last 5 seasons, the first such streak in school history, but he didn't reach the NCAAs over the last couple of years. On Kentucky.com, the Lexington City Council apparently about to make about $1 million in changes to Mayor Jim Gray's proposed budget. The largest chunk would go to an extra 0.5% boost in pay for city workers. A lot of people around Somerset are remembering Dr. James Crace, who provided care to more than 10,000 families over the years. He also served for a time in the state Senate. Dr. Crace has died at age 78. And CBS This Morning is coming up at 7 with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates. Hey, join us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
Many events kicking off today, and if you're going to those events, just know this, that you will have to dodge some showers and thunderstorms. There's no way around it. The front is right over us. When you wake up in the morning, you see showers out there. You know that there's some kind of front close by, and it's right over us, which means wait till you get to the heating of the day. Thunderstorms will spark right back up. 68 degrees there in Frankfort. The sun is now rising, and we're seeing that rain chance early this morning, mainly just a couple of light showers. A little heavier downpour there in Knox County moving into Clay County as we speak. But for the most part, we're mainly dry this morning. Just a few showers here and there. Once we hit the afternoon, talking 82 degrees with those spotty thunderstorms in the forecast. Pretty good chance of rain today. We have about a 40% chance of rain tomorrow. Then another good chance there for your weekend, especially there on your Saturday. So watch out for storms today. Second half of your day tomorrow, it's mainly for southern half, and then Saturday is a better chance of rain than Sunday. I'm really going to break that forecast down for you. Like I said, many events kicking off today. I'm going to show you how you can plan around those storms. Coming up with another hour of WKYT News. We'll see you right back here in just a couple of minutes.